Welcome back to G Fun Facts Online, your go-to spot for mind-blowing science and fascinating facts. Today, we're diving deep, and I mean really deep, into an incredible world that exists right inside you. Imagine a bustling city, a metropolis teeming with trillions of residents, all working, interacting, and influencing your health in ways you might not even realize. We're talking about your gut microbiome, and the most amazing part? You have the power to reshape this inner world, and astonishingly quickly, just by what you put on your plate. Get ready to discover how your food choices can turbocharge your body's first line of defense, your intestinal shield, sometimes in mere hours. So what exactly is this gut microbiome? It's the collective name for the trillions, yes, trillions with a T, of microorganisms, mostly bacteria, living in your digestive tract. Think of it as an intricate ecosystem, a vital partner in your health journey. It doesn't just help with digestion and absorbing nutrients. It plays a critical role in your immune system and can even affect your mood. This internal world is incredibly dynamic, constantly adapting to things like your age, your genes, and even where you live. But here's the kicker. Diet is a superstar modulator. What you eat can cause massive shifts in this microbial community, sometimes in as little as 24 to 72 hours. That's right, the food you ate yesterday could already be changing your gut. Now let's talk about your body's unsung hero, the gut barrier. This isn't just a simple wall, it's a super smart, multi-layered defense system. Its job is to let all the good stuff, like essential nutrients, pass through into your bloodstream, while firmly showing the door to harmful substances, nasty toxins, and unwanted pathogenic microbes. Picture this. First, there's a protective mucus layer, then a single, tightly packed layer of intestinal epithelial cells. These cells are bound together by special proteins, like superglue holding bricks in a wall. And on guard, right there in the gut lining, are immune cells, ready for action. The health and strength of this barrier are totally intertwined with your gut microbiome. So how do these trillions of tiny tenants help keep this barrier strong? Our beneficial gut bacteria are like the ultimate support crew. First, they nourish your gut cells. They take dietary fibers, the stuff our bodies can't digest on their own, and ferment them. This process creates amazing compounds called short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs for short. You might hear about butyrate, propionate, and acetate. Butyrate, in particular, is like a gourmet meal for the cells lining your colon, keeping them healthy and strong. Second, these SCFAs also help strengthen those tight junctions between intestinal cells, effectively sealing the gut lining. This helps prevent what's often called leaky gut, where unwanted stuff might seep through. Third, some of our friendly bacteria influence the mucus layer, making sure it's thick and good quality. This mucus is a physical barrier that traps and helps eliminate pathogens. Fourth, it's a numbers game. A diverse and thriving community of good microbes can outcompete the bad guys for food and space on the gut wall. It's like having the best team on the field, leaving no room for the opposition. And finally, our gut microbiota are constantly chatting with the immune cells in our gut. They help train these immune cells to tell the difference between friendly bacteria and dangerous invaders. This is super important for making sure our immune system responds correctly when needed. Now for the really exciting part. How incredibly fast your diet can change all of this, either strengthening or weakening your defenses. Let's talk fiber. Diets packed with diverse dietary fibers. Think fruits, veggies, whole grains, and legumes are like sending in the cavalry for your gut. These fibers, also known as microbiota-accessible carbohydrates or MACs, are pure fuel for your beneficial bacteria. Upping your fiber intake can rapidly boost those SCFA-producing bacteria, which means a stronger gut barrier and less inflammation. Studies have shown that more fiber can lead to a thicker mucus layer and more SCFAs, all good news for your defenses. On the flip side, a low-fiber diet can starve these good microbes, leading to a thinner mucus layer and a weaker barrier. Then there are polyphenols. These are natural compounds found in abundance in plant-based foods, like berries, nuts, seeds, tea, and even dark chocolate. Yes, dark chocolate. Your gut microbiota metabolize these too, promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria and calming inflammation, creating an overall healthier gut environment. And who loves fermented foods? Your gut does. Things like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, and kombucha introduce live microorganisms, probiotics, directly into your gut. Regular consumption can boost microbial diversity and lower inflammation markers. One study even showed that a 10-week diet rich in fermented foods significantly increased microbial diversity. But what about the not-so-good stuff? The typical Western diet, often high in processed foods, saturated fats, simple sugars, and artificial additives, can be a wrecking ball for your gut microbiome and defenses, and quickly too. This kind of diet tends to slash microbial diversity, encourage pro-inflammatory bacteria, and can weaken the gut barrier, potentially leading to that leaky gut we talked about. Some research indicates that a high-fat, low-fiber American diet can cause mucosal inflammation in just 2 weeks. And high sugar intake? Not great. It can negatively impact your intestinal barrier by feeding bacteria that might actually degrade that protective mucus layer. Even protein and fat, while essential, need a closer look. It's not just about getting enough. The type and amount matter. A high intake of animal protein and certain fats, especially saturated ones, can shift your microbial composition and promote inflammation if they're not balanced out with plenty of fiber and plant-based foods. For example, high-fat diets can increase bile acid secretion. While bile acids have antimicrobial properties, this can shift the microbial balance, sometimes favoring species linked to inflammation. So we've seen that our gut microbiome can change quickly. But what about resilience? Gut microbiome resilience means how well this microbial community can keep its structure and function when faced with disturbances, like a round of antibiotics or a few days of not-so-great eating, and how quickly it can bounce back to a balanced state. While a single healthy meal can kickstart positive shifts, and that's fantastic, cultivating a truly resilient gut microbiome is a long-term commitment. Think of it like training for a marathon. One good run is great, but consistent training builds true endurance. A diet that's consistently diverse and rich in plants, packed with fiber and polyphenols, and perhaps includes some fermented foods, nurtures a diverse and robust microbial ecosystem. This diversity is a hallmark of a healthy, resilient gut. It's better equipped to handle challenges and support strong intestinal defenses. Okay, so how can you start supporting your intestinal defenses, like right now? Here are some practical steps. First, embrace fiber diversity. Don't just eat one type of fruit or vegetable. Aim for a wide variety of fruits, veggies, legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains every day. Different fibers feed different beneficial bacteria. Second, color your plate. The more colors you see from plant foods, the richer your intake of those awesome polyphenols. Third, incorporate fermented foods. Try adding yogurt, kefir, kimchi, or other fermented options into your meals or snacks. Fourth, limit processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats. Become a label detective and prioritize whole, unprocessed foods. Fifth, stay hydrated. Water is crucial for maintaining that mucosal lining and overall gut health. Simple, but so important. And finally, you might hear about prebiotics and probiotics. Prebiotics are basically food for your good bacteria, and probiotics are the live beneficial bacteria themselves. While a food-first approach is always the best, supplements might offer extra support in some cases. But it's always a good idea to chat with a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement. So there you have it. The connection between what you eat, your gut microbiome, and your intestinal defenses is incredibly dynamic and surprisingly responsive. By making conscious, informed food choices, you can rapidly influence the composition and activity of your gut microbes. You have the power to strengthen your internal shield and foster greater overall health and resilience. The power to fortify your intestinal defenses is, quite literally, on your plate. That's all for today's episode of G Fun Facts Online. I hope you found this journey into your inner world as fascinating as I did. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.